What is up? It's JO200. What is today's date? Today's date is the 29th. It is Tuesday morning, okay? So we are starting a new week, okay? What I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over the week's chapter right in here, okay? The week assignments, and then I'm going to go in and explain to you how the critical thinking assignment is done, okay? I will click right here, okay? And then what I will do is I will take you into how to do the critical thinking assignment step by step, following with the grading rubric. Okay, but before I do that, what I want to do is go into the weekly assignments. Okay, so we click right there. We are in student view, so you will notice that since today is Tuesday morning, that the discussion, okay, and quiz for week 3 were due. This was looking at the U.S. population and discussions, okay? And you scroll down here and you see that there's no more quiz, okay? The quiz is gone because it was due last night, okay? All right, you see the discussion is here, but you cannot post on it because that was due last night as well. All right, in your discussion, we talked about the theories of aging, all right? So let's go into, click back here, okay? The new week's assignments, okay? And this starts again right here, all right, the 28th, okay? And we see that, again, you get another crack at the theories of aging, but in this case, you're going to be doing the quiz, okay? And then we're going to apply this concept of theories of aging to something that's going to be near and dear and personal to all of you, and that is when you're going to have children and your fertility as you get older, and it's knocking on the door. All right, so basically we click right here, okay, and it takes us over here to the theories of aging, okay. It took me to my other browser, and it's Internet Explorer. And so, again, you should be familiar with some of the concepts because you already did the discussion, and realize that many of these things are interrelated. They talk about, for example, this cross-linking and glycation. This is very related to diabetes. Glycation just means a lot of sugar, but also happens with free radicals. And again, a lot of overlapping concepts, okay? And that this cross-linking process happens with free radical damage and in diabetes, and diabetes causes free radical damage. We'll get into that later. This is your free radical generator for the most part. Mitochondria, they get old and inefficient, okay, and that becomes relevant down below, okay. Something that's important to think about too is maintaining your DNA, and we find out that there are a lot of things that happen over the course of life that can cause damage to the DNA. So we see that we can have oxidative damage by free radicals, and then this causes a mistake that is passed on with each new form of cell division. Okay, particularly important in tissue that has lots of cell division, like your immune system. Okay, so you can have a mutation in your one of your immune system cells, and it's then will maybe create a leukemia, a cancer of your immune system, and it has rapid cell division, and the mutation is passed on and on and on to new immune system cells that don't work right because they're cancerous. Okay, so this is the concept of these free radicals and antioxidants having this ongoing battle right here. Okay, we have natural antioxidants, and then we have the kind that we take nutritionally, vitamin C, selenium, beta carotene, vitamin E, and then a lot of the other ones that are ever present in fruits and vegetables. The polyphenols and things like that. Okay, everybody was drinking acai berry for a long time. Okay, so this is free radicals and oxidative damage. It comes from a lot of sources. You get external sources, pollutants, external sources like radiation, and just the aging of your mitochondria. Mitochondria are the ones the little power station inside every cell. They're the ones that take oxygen and combine it like with gasoline, so to speak. The gasoline is your glucose. And this is, basically like an engine. You make energy when you combine gasoline with oxygen, and in our body cells, you make energy by combining glucose with oxygen. But it's an inefficient process, and just like you have an exhaust pipe that puts out crap, we have free radicals spewed out of these inefficient mitochondria. All right, and so this will impose a rate of aging if you have too much free radical damage, and that's what this is all about. Okay, lastly, we look at a limit in the number of cell divisions, and this has been observed, and this is also ever present when we go back and we think, I'm going to go back to my other browser, about what's going on down here. And this is the discussion on fertility. Okay, so we have constant cell division, men, in terms of producing sperm, and the rate of cell division goes down, and the ability to produce viable sperm goes down as you get older. Okay, and it happens starts going downhill in your late 20s. How's that sound? Okay. Women have limitations as well. So we have a couple of examples we show here. Okay. So in particular, so if you go into this website right here, right, and you just basically go through here and choose a topic and look at it. So let's start with the concept of aging and reproductive system. And we see this drop off in fertility that happens with women. And it's mind-boggling to you. I know you guys are right here. None of you are thinking about having kids right here. And you see that bing, 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 all of a sudden the fertility drops off. Why is that happening? You're born with your full allotment of eggs. Cell division goes down. You eventually deplete your ovaries of eggs, and you go through menopause. Bam, 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 like this. Okay. In addition, the eggs that you have are being exposed to all the damage that was talked about. Okay, so a lot of free radical damage, mutations that result in miscarriages, and an embryo, okay, a fetus that's not viable because of the damage that's happened to your eggs through your lifetime. That's why younger parents have fewer birth defects. Okay, same thing can be said about men. Okay, our sperm are exposed. And with each cell division, they get worse off. These are all different types of things that you should look into. This is, a very real issue for all of you guys, because I know you're balancing career and fertility. When do I want to have kids? You go back here and you look at this, and it's like, and maybe you just have to start thinking about what's going on. And it's really, really hard on women. Okay. In terms of making that decision, in terms of when to reproduce. Okay, these are different types of tests that can be done to look at your fertility. And there's talk right here about FSH changes. Okay, so we can look right here, and I'm not going to go through this. You just can read up on your hormones. This is a hormone that is released that modulates the stimulation of ovaries to produce eggs. Okay. And this is one thing that a fertility doctor will be measuring in you. You can also look at how well you can produce eggs, and this is by challenging your ovaries with clomiphene. Okay, we see this right here. It's also a way to harvest a ton of eggs if you're thinking about freezing your eggs. Maybe you're not ready to have kids. This is what you do. Okay, or if you want to do in vitro fertilization, you can harvest a ton of eggs and expose them to sperm and let the embryos grow in a dish. Okay, so read up on that right here, and then when you come back to here, you can actually see the process of IVF that I was talking about. So you hit the female with clomiphene, harvest the eggs, and then you in the dish expose them to sperm and do the IVF. Okay, this is just one example of some issues that happens with paternal age, and you can expand this figure by clicking right here. You can read this article if you want. This is just looking at psychiatric issues, but there are a ton of issues with old sperm, okay? And you see right here, corrected statistically for a lot of variables right here. This right here, so as the older the father, the more likely you're going to have a child that has ADHD, psychosis, bipolar, substance abuse. It's kind of sobering a little bit, okay, in terms of what's going on there. Alrighty. So have fun with that, okay? In terms of discussion, this is moral. You have morals, you have ethics, you have religiosity that all come in to fertility treatments, and so everybody has the right to their own opinion there. Okay, so next, okay, we have the critical thinking assignment. So we click right here. Alrighty, so these are the instructions. You follow them very, very explicitly, okay? This is the grading rubric, and as you'll see up top in the directions, we want you to grab 3 countries, the US and the world. The world is the last data thing that you'll grab, and I'll show you that in a second. If you grab the world too early, you may have to do the thing over again. All right, we have fertility rate, life expectancy, and population at 65 and above. Those are a total of 3 graphs generated with 3 countries, the US and the world. So there'll be 5 lines on each graph, okay? We'll show you how to grab those and put them into a Word document, okay? Alrighty, and then this is what we want you to do in the analysis. So it's, in terms of all the TAs, the rubric is set up pretty clearly, all right? Okay, so we come over here, and again, these are the directions, okay? We want you to create graphs, okay, for 3 countries, the world, and the US, okay? Pretty straightforward. Then when you get into, you do all this, okay, we want you to discuss and analyze, okay? What kind of social trends are differing between the 2 countries, okay? And that comes down here in the rubric right here. All right, so let's get over here. We'll go to the first one right here. So we've conveniently given you the link, okay? So you click right here, okay? And boom. So it starts with the world. You're going to have to add the world at the very end when you've done what you want to do. So we can start with a couple of countries of interest, and you do it based on your own interest. Okay, how about war-torn Afghanistan? So unbelievable fertility rate in women. Okay, almost 7.5 children per female. And then, what started here? What happened in 2000 to this country? All right, what political, sociological phenomena happened there? That drop off in fertility. Okay. Now remember, we do want you to have the United States, so I'm going to scroll. I'm going to make you dizzy. There's the United States. I clicked it, and it's in. That's the U.S. All right. Now we can choose some other countries of interest. Okay. We can go, for example, to my roots, the Irish. Okay. And Irish lagged behind us a little bit. Okay. In terms of drop off in fertility rate, but you see, bang, 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 bang. So what was going on here during this time in history that had that going on? All right, I got 2 countries. I got Afghanistan, Ireland. I got the U.S. Okay. We heard a lot about Japan. Okay, so we can take a look at Japan, or maybe you can look at South Korea. South Korea is right there, but let's look at Japan. All right, so there we go. We'll click into Japan. Okay, and you see Japan, as we read, their fertility rate is way, way down. So they have issues in terms of now having enough people to man industry, to employ different corporations. Okay, so they're having a manpower issue there. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got the U.S. plus 3. What's missing? The world. Okay, when I do the world, then all these choices will disappear. Okay, we'll come down here, and I do want to tell you guys that this is an amazing database that you can use for your other classes for a lot of other topics. Okay. Okay, there's the world right there. So I'm going to put that in, and now you see that now it collapsed down here. Here's everything we've put in right there, okay? And this is the graph that we have right there. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, so you've got everything you need for this graph, and Mary, you got to do this for 3 times, okay? Per the assignment. So we just did fertility. We're going to do life expectancy at birth, and we're going to do for populations over 65. You're going to do this 3 different times. Okay, there's my graph. Okay, what I need to do is programs. Okay, and what am I looking here for? Okay, there, Microsoft Word. Bam, because I'm going to write my paper in Word. All right, so all right, you're out of there. You're out of there. Okay, and this is Doc Walsh's paper, blah, 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 okay? I'm going to now grab this figure, okay? So the easiest way to do it is go to your keyboard, you look on the top, it says pause, scroll lock, print screen, okay? I'm going to get my picture out of the way here, okay? It doesn't really matter. I'm going to hit print screen, okay? Awesome, my picture's back in. I'm going to go back to Word, okay? And I'm going to paste. And there it is. There's my print screen. Now I'm not talking anymore. Okay, so Alrighty. So what I want to do now is I'm going to click on this. Okay, see how it's highlighted? Okay, then tell me what you want to do. I'm going to click here. I'm going to hit crop. All right. So I'm going to crop the picture. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to crop it down to, whoops, sorry, the size of the picture that I want to include. So I'm going to get rid of my face there. I'm going to scroll up. Okay, and there it is. Okay, and now I can expand or contract this right there, just like that. Okay, and then I hit enter and I say, awesome data. Okay, that's what you do. All right, so that's it. It's pretty straightforward, guys. I'm going to come back over here, okay, to this, okay. But don't forget to please look at the grading rubric, okay, because it is very useful. And that is it. So good luck to everybody. We look forward to reading your paper. You know, choose countries that interest you. You know, are you going to go on a trip to Africa? Find out about Africa. You know. All right. We'll see you next time.